Just say no. Just say no to religious aliens. Welcome to the Christian Whistleblower. I am Jeffrey Daugherty, your Christian Whistleblower, and we're here. Welcome you to the Gospel Truth channel. And I want to talk to you just following up again with our information about aliens. And of course, the message is just say no to religious aliens. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, watch the other parts of this series for second coming scenarios. That'll get you dialed in with exactly what we're talking about. That'll get you dialed in with exactly what we mean. That'll get you dialed in with exactly the nomenclature and whatnot that we're using in describing this scenario. So don't accept religious aliens. Just say no to any type of religious aliens. Nice to see everyone piling into the chat room. Nice to see everyone here watching. And we're very, very glad that you chose to be with us today. And this is going to be a shorter program. And I'll be back later tonight to bring you some more good stuff. But just say no to religious aliens. Now, if aliens came to our planet, the majority opinion from people like Stephen Hawking and other experts is that if aliens came to our planet, they would most likely be malevolent aliens. The most likely scenario, if there are extraterrestrial, meaning if there are beings that live on other planets in other worlds, and they've traversed through the stars to arrive at our planet, the majority of experts say that they would be malevolent. They would not be here for our good. They would not be here to help us. They would be here to simply take us over. They'd be here to take us over. They'd be here to take over our planet. They would be here to just colonize or defeat and conquer this planet. So they'd have no use for this ridiculous imagery. They'd have no use for our religious silliness. If you're coming to destroy a planet, if you're coming to enslave a planet, if you're coming to harvest the resources of a planet, be they the biological resources or the mineral or other resources, you're not going to waste the time to clothe yourself in the religious ideas and imageries of the people that you're coming to conquer. You would just destroy it, period. Lock and load, kick ass, take names. So there'd be no reason for those type of aliens, which again, the preponderance of opinion of learned scholars says would probably be malevolent aliens. And if they come and they're malevolent and they're religious, if they're drape themselves with our religious imagery, then you know something's amiss, because there's no way, no reason, no logical reason, no strategic reason for them to do that. They just wouldn't do it. Someone asked, are angels religious aliens? That's a good question, is it not? So if aliens do come back and they're malevolent, not that it would matter that much, but just remember, they are not really of Yahweh. They're not really of the religious imagery, because if they come back, and if malevolent aliens come back and try to start putting us under some religious rule or start appointing Yahweh or something, know that it's a fix, know that it's a setup, because there's no way that malevolent aliens would waste their time, waste their effort, or waste their energy on trying to copy, leverage, or use our religious imagery. It doesn't make any tactical or strategic sense if you're just coming to take a place over. And if that's what they're doing, then beware of any type of religious imagery, because it would be indeed false imagery. No doubt about that. Now, what about benevolent aliens? Benevolent aliens that say they're really here to help us. Well, if aliens came here that were benevolent, that were really here to help us, then why in the world would they work within or clothe themselves with a religious ideology or the imagery of a religion that has brought nothing but fear, pain, death, war, bloodshed, fear, and guilt to this planet? Why would they clothe themselves in this imagery or come in support of this imagery if they're really here to help us? No alien species that comes here to help us will honor or clothe themselves with our religious imagery. Nobody in their right mind would take a look at the effect that Abrahamic religion has had upon this planet and say, hey, we're an advanced being. Let's go ahead and support this, which has been leveraged by these stupid people to almost destroy their beautiful world. And if they didn't think it was a beautiful world, why would they be here? Yogic Vision says maybe they're not that intelligent. Well, let me ask you, Yogic Vision, if they're not that intelligent, how did they manage to traverse the universe or multiple universes to get here? Seems to me that if they got here, they're pretty doggone intelligent. However you want to look at it, you can't be stupid and travel the stars. And if they did come here, and this kind of goes to the question of yogic vision or the statement of yogic vision. Thank you, Melissa. Glad to hear it. Welcome. And with that, everyone that's new to the channel, welcome. Everyone that's just started watching, welcome. You are our special guest, and we appreciate you. And we're glad you're here very, very much. Okay. And why would a advanced species that made it to our planet have any need of the rat bastard as an ambassador or as an intermediary? They wouldn't. If they're advanced enough to get here, they don't need the rat bastard's help. If they're advanced enough to get here, they don't need the help of he that shall not be named. They're quite capable of administering, facilitating, organizing, and doing whatever they need to do here on this planet without the help of a flawed, failed, fallen, former God, now a little G-O-D God, and probably a God only in his own mind. Now, the only rat bastard inclusion scenario that makes any sense to me, and if this one's true, that means that we just have to lock and load and fight our best. The only scenario that would really include the rat bastard would be if the rat bastard is a reptilian. And I think it's clear that he is. I've proven it, I think, time and time again that the rat bastard is a reptilian. And if you're new, the rat bastard is a name I give to the God of the Bible because I don't want to say his name and give him power and give him energy and give him any sustenance. So when we speak of the rat bastard, we're speaking of the God of the Bible. Yes, I really mean it. That's why I say Jesus, slaves, new black, long sleeve t-shirt, www.jeffreydarty.com. Available in all sizes now. As soon as the show's over, get your shirt, start some conversations in your town, show everyone that Jesus doesn't save, that Jesus slaves. Available from the jeffreydarty.com store. And it's a nice shirt. It's long sleeve. It'll be great for winter time. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a Florida winter coat, a long sleeve t-shirt. So if the rat bastard is a reptilian, and if there is a place like Draco, however you say it, if there is a Draco system, and if it is full of reptilians, and if the rat bastard is a reptilian, which we have established, I don't know that there's a bunch of reptilians in the Draco system, but if there are, and if the rat bastard has been here trying to get this civilization, this planet to a certain phase, then perhaps if there were aliens from the Draco system and that were reptilian, they might come back when he got this planet to a certain phase. And if it ever got to that place where reptilians were showing up, it would probably be, do you want to go out on your knees, or do you just want to, I mean, it would be fighting, but if a real reptilian race came from the stars and wanted to take over, they're probably going to take over. It'd be a resistance movement at that point. But the thing is, don't wait until then. Resistance may be ultimately futile then, but resistance is not futile now. If we don't offer resistance now, we're basically preparing to be assimilated then, should any of these scenarios prove to be, or should this last scenario prove to be reality. If the reptile rat bastard, has been trying to get this planet to a certain phase, and that when he gets it to a certain phase, a fleet of ships from Draco system will come here with other reptilians to take over this planet, well, prepare to be assimilated. And resistance may not be futile, but it may be futile, but I would still say resist. Go out like a man, go out like a woman, on your feet, not on your knees. But that would just be my recommendation. However, the point of this whole thing is that if you see, if you hear, if they leverage, oh my, if they hear, if, allow me to get rid of a filthy troll. There we go. So if aliens show up that are malevolent and they have any connection at all with our Abrahamic religions, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, know that that's not aliens. Know that it's just another mechanization of the rat bastard, and reject it. Resist it. Do not accept it. It's a lie. It's a travesty. It's a mockery. It's a scam. It's a lying Travis shamockery. You know it is. You know it is in your blink. You know it is in your mind. So just don't say, just say no to any religious aliens, even if they seem to be benevolent, even if they seem to be doing great and nice things, even if they come in the name of Jesus, if they come in the name of the Lord, if they come in the name of any of the Abrahamic religious figures, they are running a scam. The rat bastard is behind it, just as sure as I'm waving this paper at you. The rat bastard is behind that scam. Wake up. Do not fall for it. Folks, there's a reason why they've woven UFO, ET, alien imagery throughout the Christian scriptures. There's a reason why they're weaving UFO, ET, alien imagery throughout our entertainment media, movies, television, books. Everything is full of UFO, ET, alien imagery. Why? Well, because it sells and because it's fun and because people like to watch it because it's profitable. But don't think that the rat bastard isn't trying to layer that in to our consciousness so that we'd be willing to accept it. We've gone through 4 or 5 scenarios over the last 2 shows of how he might leverage it. And we finish up today just telling you, even if it looks like they're malevolent, do not allow any acceptance of religious aliens, period. Just say no to religious aliens. That's my recommendation. Let's go into the chat room. If you can't stay, I understand. But if you came and listened, I think that I owe you the honor of at least addressing your questions, at least looking at them and addressing them. If they're good ones, you have to come strong to the mic, have a good question. So here we go. I believe that there would be the ones who are just watching, observing our own downfall or possible rise. Star Trek aliens that don't interfere, that observe the prime directive. Maybe. Are angels religious aliens? Well, let's break that down. When the Elohim came here to create this world, they came from somewhere. And this world wasn't here, so that makes them, by definition, extraterrestrial. And if the angels serve the Elohim, my belief is that the angels there are probably some good angels and there's some bad reptilian angels. And there might even be some good reptilian angels, but I know there's some bad reptilian beings that we call angels. Seraphim are reptilian. Cherubim are reptilian. And there might be some good ones, but I know for sure there are some bad ones. So are angels religious aliens? Yes, they are. So should you be guided by angels? I wouldn't be. Should you accept angels into your life and into your house, into your bedroom? I wouldn't. But I am divine. I am sovereign. I am free. I guide my own spirit. I master my own ascension. I'm my own guru. I don't know about you, but I don't need any religious aliens helping me out because I'm working out my own ascension. I'm sure they do have ulterior motives. I'm with April. I will not trust an alien. Nobody in their right mind would trust an alien, says Trey. I agree it. I'm just going to say it, says Ronald. Why don't any aliens just come out and tell us what's going on? It's always mixed and muddled. Well, that's because they're not real. We'll just leave it at that. Would we ever get help from the rat bastard? Good question, Gary. And the question is, of course not. Melissa found this channel Monday night. Can't stop watching. So glad to hear it, Melissa. Again, thanks to have you here. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here. Would there be leftover Stargates from another civilization? That's always possible. Hello, Avishai. Have a nice weekend yourself. Gary says there could be an alternative motive, but again, observing would be the best bet for us, leaves us alone, and they still get to see. Why are we really that interesting? I don't know. They will try the alien Jesus Savior hologram. I used to agree with you, which is why one of the reasons why we got the Jesus Slaves t-shirt now available, long sleeve. JeffreyDarty.com, store, shop. I don't know that we haven't busted their ability to use that. Of course, even if they did use it, they would be able to garner a lot of people, but they wouldn't be able to garner all people. So it's certainly a possibility, Susan, that they would still try to use the alien Jesus Savior. And it's certainly a possibility that they would try to use a hologram, or the rat bastard would try to use a hologram. And keep in mind, folks, that we're just talking about spiritual things. We're just talking about actual real things. What if the government chose to use holographic imagery to project an alien invasion? You got to keep your thinking cap on, ladies and gentlemen. They might have stolen or found technology that they didn't invent. Did you see the movie Wonder Woman? I did. The main character was a spy for the German. He was actually a spy for the American army in the German army. That was the guy from Star Trek. What's his name? Chris Pine. He was an American that was in German uniform because he was a spy in the German army. So a spy for the Americans in the German army. He was a good guy, but he was clothed in enemy colors. I see your point, Elena. I see your point. Where do you think malevolent beings would come from a certain star system? I'm just saying 33D, 3D, that all the lore says that the reptilians are from Draco. So that's why I do that. If I find a Stargate while hiking Mount Shasta and use it, that doesn't mean that I'm advanced. Good point. So if you do, take a selfie, post it to your Facebook, and let us all know. Draco is what he was thinking. If you found an active Stargate, would you truly jump in it? Yeah, exactly. April says she thinks she would. Wow. The Romulans on Star Trek often stole technology and used it for evil purposes. I don't know if they stole it. I think the Klingons actually stole the cloaking device from the Romulans, but I get your point. Romulan, Klingon, tomato, tomato. Everything is soft disclosure. Wake up. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but it is certainly good to keep your eyes peeled. It's certainly good to keep your wits about you. It's certainly good to keep your mind thinking and to keep your mind active. So a lot of these things may indeed be soft disclosure. Just say no to religious aliens. Is the rat bastard an alien? Well, again, Tony, he came here as part of the Elohim. They weren't from here. So by definition, they are extraterrestrial. Humans are harder to conquer than they thought. Tough, resilient, and spiritually powerful. Indeed. What about Bigfoot? He's supposed to be an alien, and he's supposed to be kind. They keep us loops within loops down the rabbit hole. Do you think that if there were malevolent aliens, there could possibly be benevolent ones? Well, if the universe is what we think it is, then mathematically it would seem to think that there would probably be something else out there. Are there malevolent and benevolent? I don't know. That seems like a real reach to me. I have a hard time believing in the whole alien thing, period, to be completely frank with you. Are the ones under the earth good or bad? Of course, that's supposing that there are ones under the earth, and that's supposing that they are extraterrestrials. From what we've been able to glean information-wise, the beings that are purportedly under the earth are both good and bad. Gary Baxter says he's getting skinny. So am I. Jen's daughter experiencing alien activity lately. The universe is a reflection of what is within, so look within for the truth. Trust your blink. I would agree. Did the reptilians get into war with aliens and killed them all? The communicating with us would be like trying to communicate with a cockroach. Right, you wouldn't do it. You just step on it. Be your own shaman. I've been seeing a lot in the sky, a lot of weird things going on. A lot of people are in that same boat, Melissa. I think I told you who the rat bastard was. Some think that's how they're too smart for us to understand. Yeah. Benevolent aliens are messengers. They cannot interfere directly to the divine non-intervention law. Wow, there's a lot of assuming going on there. You assume that there really is a divine non-intervention law. You assume that they really can't intervene. You assume that they're messengers. You assume that they're aliens. You assume that they're benevolent. You know what they say when you assume, Rossera? I'm not willing to go down that road. I have bad feelings about the latest wireless networks. Might be used to transmit sound entertainment frequencies that correspond to human thought frequency. So if they can visit us, speak to us without with channeling, could be. I like Chris Pine. Why are they flying so low over houses? Don't know. What if we're the aliens? Good question. That has been postulated before. The evil female scientist in Wonder Woman was scary. Yeah, she was a little scary. Reminds me of Marina Abramovic now that you mention it. I don't know that Adam and Eve had belly buttons, but that's an interesting question. Deborah thinks we're seeing holograms now. Being a being would be better than, I'm not sure what that was. The Romulans use a quantum singularity to power their ships. That's interesting. Maybe the chemtrails make it so the hologram will show up better. There's the requisite Bible college argument about Adam's belly button going on. Is our planet surrounded by water? I think not. Adam was created, not born from a womb. Yes, I agree. Stephen Hawking is not an independent expert. That's your opinion. voice-to-skull technologies. There's more solar systems than there are grains of sand on Earth. I don't know if that's true, but there are a bunch of solar systems. Bigfoot, some don't think he's an alien. Someone saw a chemtrail yesterday in the shape of an arrow. Someone saw a blue light on the cat. Yeah, on you. There's only 2 reasons why anyone would travel millions of light years to get here. I agree. A coast-to-coast caller said the chemtrails are for certain aliens to breathe in our atmosphere. Maybe. That seems like a reach to me. Could be your imagination, Kenny Horse. I saw your aura, Jeff. It's silvery. Like. Well, thank you. As it should be. The government's in on it. Oh, man, Heidi's still going. I'll be back. Intervenes quite a bit here. Do you know Alex Collier? I do not. Our universe could actually be an atom inside something else. Fasting's going great. Rooney's actually on a little bit of a diet himself. He is chilling. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the questions. I hope I've given you some things to ponder and think about. I will be back later today with more information, more broadcast excellence. And remember, just say no to religious aliens. Just say no to spiritual aliens. Just say no to any aliens that come bringing any type of Abrahamic religion. Just say no to religious aliens. I salute you for being here and for seeking out truth. Stay skeptical, my friends. Absolutely, Rosera. Yes, think simply. And I encourage you to ask the question, has the world gone crazy or have I? We're here to help you answer that question by unindoctrinating yourself, by being your own guru, by guiding your own spirit, by mastering your own ascension. Remember, no original sin, spark of divinity within. That's why you can love yourself. That's why you can love your neighbors. And that's why the Christ said, be excellent to each other. Overactive imagination doesn't necessarily mean blink out of whack, I don't think, Gary. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly Christian whistleblower. Until next time, stay fearless, my friends.